Do you think it's just chance? That people come into your life for no reason? What if I told you that this person who catches your eye, this soul your heart cannot ignore, is not a coincidence, but a divine decision? Yes, Allah is placing the chosen one right in front of you. But the most disturbing part, you might not recognize it until you hear this. This is not your usual romantic story. This is a revelation, a call to see beyond the visible. Stay until the end, because what you are about to discover could completely change the way you perceive relationships, divine timing, and the true meaning of a connection written by Allah Himself. 1. Allah's silence is not refusal. There are nights when your heart sinks into secrecy. No one sees your tears. No one hears the sighs escaping your weary soul. But Allah, He is there. And yet, despite your efforts, despite your repeated dua, you feel a heavy silence. No sign, no change. Nothing seems to be moving. You look to the sky and ask, why? Am I not being heard? But what you feel as emptiness is actually an act of divine love. Allah's silence is never rejection. It is a sacred space. A space in which He prepares your heart to receive exactly what is written for you. He doesn't ignore you. He envelops you. He protects you from what you think you want, to better guide you towards what your soul truly craves. You see, there is a soul somewhere, a person whose light has been shaped to match yours. But Allah does not place this person in your path until your heart has learned to see clearly. Because a doubting heart, a heart chasing illusions, a wounded and closed heart, cannot recognize the authentic beauty of a bond willed by Allah. That is why He keeps you in this silence, not to abandon you, but to elevate you. He tears you away from your disordered attachments. He cleanses the traces of those who were not made for you. He breaks what is built on ego to better build on faith. And while you think you are waiting, truly, it is Allah who is working on you. He aligns your vision, He refines your intuition, He strengthens your confidence. Because when that moment arrives, there will be no doubt, no confusion, no pressure, just peace. Allah never places someone in your life by mistake. He imposes nothing. He orchestrates everything wisely. So when He chooses to remove the veil, and that destined person appears before you, it won't be a fluke. It will be the manifestation of an ancient promise. You won't say, "Is this really him? Is this her?" You will know. Because a heart that has learned to be patient becomes a heart that recognizes. And you will see in His eyes, in His behavior, in the way He lifts you up, it was you. From the beginning, it was you. But until that day, stay firm in your faith, stay true to your supplication, and above all, never fear Allah's silence. Because in this silence, He is writing you an answer that even your imagination could never have conceived. 2. Hidden signs. You live your life, you walk the streets, you talk to people, you smile politely, you look without really seeing, and yet, you are surrounded by signs, discreet flashes, almost invisible details that only an awakened heart can grasp. Because Allah doesn't speak like we do. He doesn't write you letters. He doesn't send you text messages. He speaks to you in silence. He speaks to you in repetition. He speaks to you in small details. A word heard by chance. A glance that comes back often. A name that imposes itself on your mind without you understanding why. It's not a coincidence. It's the divine language. You may be looking for a spectacular encounter, something dramatic, like in stories. But Allah often chooses discretion. The chosen one doesn't always burst in with a bang. Sometimes He's already there, a longtime friend, someone you think you know, but whose depth you haven't yet seen. You are too busy looking elsewhere, too focused on a mental image shaped by your expectations, and Allah, in His wisdom, veiled what is before you, not to punish you, but to educate you. For until your heart is ready to recognize, He will show you nothing. And sometimes Allah sends you the opposite of what you want. He exposes you to relationships that fail, to bonds that hurt, so that you may understand, through pain, what peace truly means. He teaches you by contrast. He educates you through absence, so that you feel the value of a true presence. And the most fascinating thing? Sometimes what you desperately seek is right there, in your circle, in your daily life. A silent, constant, respectful soul that you had never looked at with the eyes of your heart. Because Allah's timing isn't when you look, it's when He decides to make you see. There are signs that appear and disappear like lightning. You think you dreamed them. You say, no, it's just a coincidence. But your heart knows. It beats faster. It calms down without reason. It recognizes without proof. That's because faith has its own sensors. It senses what the eyes cannot perceive. And the closer you become to Allah, the clearer the signs become. You no longer seek proof. You no longer need to ask 1,000 questions. You observe and you understand. Because Allah guides those who truly want to see. So never underestimate an ordinary encounter, an unexpected smile, a conversation that comes up too often. Because sometimes destiny hides in the ordinary, and Allah, in His infinite wisdom, conceals the miracle behind the everyday. 3. Divine timing. There are days when you look at the calendar, the clock, the passing seasons, and you ask yourself, why is it taking so long? You look around you. Others are finding love, starting a home, building a bond. And you're there, waiting, making dua, questioning yourself, doubting sometimes. But what you call delay, Allah calls accuracy. He is never late. He never makes a mistake in His timing. He has no need to reschedule. His clock moves neither too fast nor too slow. It moves according to the infinite wisdom of the One who knows your past, your present, and what your heart itself still doesn't know about the future. You think your heart is ready. You think you're ready to love, to receive, to build. But Allah, He sees beyond your impatience. He doesn't respond to haste. He responds to spiritual maturity. The chosen one doesn't come to fill an emotional void. He or she appears at the exact moment your soul is aligned with Allah's will. Not just your heart, not just your desires, your soul. And that's deeper than you imagine. There's a divine rule that many forget. Everything has its appointed time with Him. This isn't a poetic quote. It's a celestial law. Just as waves follow the tides, just as the moon follows its phases, just as the sun rises on time every day, your destiny obeys this same sacred rhythm. So why so much anxiety? Why panic at the thought of missing the right person? Can an act written by Allah escape you? Can a heart meant for you be bound to another by mistake? Impossible. You are not searching alone. You will not wander at random. You are guided, led, accompanied, and if you remain patient, if you choose to trust, even when nothing moves, you will see. You will recognize this person as one recognizes a light long hidden behind the clouds. There will be no need to force it, no need to twist things to make them work, no need to beg to be loved, because what comes in Allah's time comes with gentleness, clarity, and peace. And you will understand that every delay was actually a protection, every silence, a refinement, every detour, a realignment, and that day, when the veil falls, when that soul appears before you, you won't need to ask for confirmation. You will know, because Allah is never wrong, and what He gives at the right time lasts through time and into the hereafter. 4. It's not always romantic. You may have grown up with the idea that a soulmate is the one who makes your heart race, like in fairy tales, that it's the story of an intense, almost magical love. But the chosen one, it's not always what you imagine. It's not always the perfect romance. There won't necessarily be violins playing in the background, no moment when the stars align in the sky. And sometimes you might even ask yourself, is this really it? Allah doesn't send you what you want. He sends you what you need to experience. Sometimes it's not the comforting hug you're waiting for, but a trial that teaches you patience. Sometimes it's not infinite tenderness, but a confrontation that forces you to look at yourself in the mirror of your own weaknesses. Sometimes what you call difficulty is actually a blessing in disguise. The person chosen for you doesn't come to flatter you in your comfort. They don't come to give you what you already have. They come to elevate you, to take you to where Allah knows you should be. And that, it can hurt. But that's part of the plan. It's not always a matter of palpitating heartbeat. Sometimes, the chosen one is someone who, in their words or actions, disturbs you. They confront you with truths you've been avoiding. They challenge you. Maybe this person doesn't resemble the ideal image you had in mind, but it's this person who, by challenging you, brings you closer to Allah. They can be a loyal friend whose advice awakens you from your spiritual torpor. They can be a husband or wife you never imagined, someone who, through the ups and downs of life together, brings you closer to the true essence of pure love, the kind that is unconditional, without ego. Or a spiritual guide, someone who helps you see things from a different perspective, who pushes you to grow, to be closer to your Creator. And that's where the divine plan comes into play. The chosen one isn't there to fill a box in your imagination. It's not an ideal image. It's not something to possess. It's a divine mission. It's a person sent to help you move forward, even if, at first, you don't understand why. Because sometimes, Allah sends you the person who makes you evolve, who pushes you out of your comfort zone, even if it involves moments of pain or confusion. And when you look back, you'll see that each trial, each confrontation has shaped you, has brought you closer to your purest essence. What you call difficulty, Allah calls purification. And you'll eventually understand that every difficult step you've taken has allowed you to be stronger, wiser, and closer to the destiny He has laid out for you. 5. Your duty. Be ready, Allah is placing this person in your life. You may not yet see all the signs. You may not yet feel the proximity of this encounter. But somewhere, in the divine mystery, everything is already in place. This encounter is already written. It is part of your destiny. But the real question is, are you ready to welcome it? Because you see, it's not just a blessing, as one might imagine. It's a responsibility. Allah doesn't send you someone just to fill your gaps. This encounter isn't there to give you what you expect, but to transform you. Do you want someone sincere? Be sincere yourself. Do you want someone pious, committed? Deepen your relationship with Allah. Because, as Islam says, you attract what you are. The chosen one won't come to you if you live in neglect. He or she won't come when your heart is distracted, when your faith is wavering, when your vision is blurred. Allah's timing is perfect. But for that person to manifest in your life, you must first become the best version of yourself. It is through personal transformation that you prepare for this divine connection. And this transformation doesn't come by remaining passive. It doesn't come by waiting for things around you to change. It comes by fighting every day to be a better person. If you want loyalty, be loyal. If you want patience, be patient. If you want pure love, love yourself first and love Allah above all else. Do you want to meet the person your heart deeply desires? Then start by working on yourself. Allah will test you. He will accept you in His love and guidance through your own evolution. And when you cross that threshold, when you're ready, the person He has chosen for you will come naturally, without force, without hesitation. Because you know what? On that day, you will no longer wonder why you waited so long. You will no longer doubt the divine process. You will not lament the delays. You will simply say, Subhanallah, it was always meant to be. It all made sense, because Allah never makes mistakes. He guides you and prepares you for what is best for you when you need it. So don't wait passively. Act now. Make your own transformation your priority. When you are aligned with what you seek, the whole world will move to bring you what is meant for you. The universe, under the will of Allah, will respond to your commitment. Be ready, for blessing is closer than you think. If your heart has vibrated while listening to this message, if you feel deep down that it is no coincidence that you came across this video today, then know that this may be your moment. The moment when Allah prepares you to receive what He has always wanted to offer you. But remember, this is not just information to consume. It is a transformation to embody. Share this video with someone who, like you, is searching for answers. Save it. Come back to it. Meditate on every word. And above all, prepare your heart. Because when Allah places the chosen one before you, you must be ready to acknowledge Him. It's not just an encounter. It's a divine appointment.